become so sedentary. They're all fat. And we celebrate it. We're like, no, it's body positive. Like, no, your kid's obese. That's just not body. It's not healthy. It's just not body positive. I don't buy any of that body positive stuff. Sorry if you're insulted, but I don't care. What healthy is unhealthy.
I agree with you. Actually, my next book, Raising Healthy Teenagers, I go into that in one of the chapters. Obesity is probably the number one epidemic right now. I mean, our kids are faced with like one epidemic after the next. And the obesity component is from being sedentary, being in front of screens, and therefore not moving and being active. And furthermore, the fast food industry, they now market directly through social media, which is mostly radio and television, but they're directing it right where our kids are. Subconsciously getting these cravings and so forth into their minds as they're sitting in front of their screens.
Yeah, I'm very aging of the brain because I've noticed that I don't think anyone under the age of about 40 has not been diagnosed with depression and or anxiety. And a lot of them self-diagnose. But if you ever watch any of these shows that are on TV, these quote-unquote reality shows, everybody's got a therapist. Everybody has anxiety. Everybody is depressed. Everybody's on some sort of medication. And what they call anxiety as if it's a clinical disability, when we were growing up, it was just called having a bad day. And you got over it. You started again tomorrow.
Yes, you hear the term my anxiety as a therapist. Yes, I hear that all the time. My anxiety. I'm like, well, your anxiety is moving. We all have some form of anxiety. It's part of being a human being. It doesn't mean that, when you're at a point where anxiety is crippling and you can't function, you can't go to work, you can't go to school, then we have a problem. But normal, everyday things like, a kid didn't do well on a test and it's triggering some stress, that's normal. And we have to kind of understand that. But to your point, Mary, it's like, it's sort of become like this, almost like a glorified thing where everybody's now, partaking in this. I have this and I have that. You hear people saying, oh, he's so bipolar. Like, that's not like an adjective. You know what I mean? Whereas bipolar is sort of like an actual, pretty significant mental health condition.
Yeah, you're right. It's almost celebrated, and I don't know where that comes from, but maybe because we have a victimhood mentality for a lot of people. To take tests, a lot of times they get extra, accommodations for this and that and everything else. So your kid has it easier than the poor kid, like they should be, who can't take the test, can't take 4 hours to take a test. Mm-hmm. So those types of things, I think we encourage it. Now, listen, are there some kids who absolutely have, some kind of diagnosable disability? Sure. But then I love when they tell me I can't call it a disability. I'm like, well, if you need it's because you're disabled, it's a disability, right?
Yeah, or an impairment, under Section 504. Real quick, I just want to go over a couple things, some other data that I collected that's actually in the next. Here's some statistics people don't know about. So between February and March of 2021, right in the middle of these lockdowns, attempts among girls between 12 and 17 went up 51% when compared to 2019. Children between the ages of 5 and 11 in the same time frame, emergency department visits for men 24%, and it rose 31% for kids between the ages of 12 and 17.
That's just so sad. So for parents listening to this, obviously your book comes out in February. The book is Raising Healthy Teenagers. So I'm sure there are a lot of answers there. But I guess my question is why? Why did the lockdown do that to them? Because I look at some of the younger kids, nieces, nephews, neighbors, kids, and everything like that. They can be sitting next to each other and they text each other. They don't talk. So if any generation was equipped for no social interaction, it should have been this generation. What went wrong?
Yeah. Yes, all these things were happening before the COVID lockdown. But during the lockdown, now imagine you're a kid, right? And you're in a routine, you get up, you go to school, you go to practice, you hang out with your friends, you're on your screens and so forth. And now all of a sudden your entire life is in your bedroom. You sleep in your bedroom, you go to school in your bedroom, you can't have any human contact with friends. If you do, you have to have a mask on, you're socially distanced. That's not how we're wired as human beings. Through evolution, we're social, emotional beings. That's our natural habitat. And if any mammal is taken out of their natural habitat, things go awry. And that's how I look at it. That's why why we've had such a triggered, level of anxiety, depression, and all the other data that I just pointed out to you.
I long for the days when I didn't know the word triggered. I long for those days. Everybody's triggered. I'm sorry, but that's true. And it's triggering me. I have to go now. I'm like, what? I don't understand how you're triggered and you're uncomfortable, and they walk away. I very quickly want to go into, because there is a teen named Chloe Cole, and she's getting a lot of publicity right now. She's message. She at the age of 12 told her parents that she was distressed with her gender and she wanted to transition from female to male, and her parents sought professional help. And so once she got into the medical system, she was just like fast-tracked through. She's on puberty blockers and testosterone at 13 years old. She wound up having a double mastectomy at 15, and then at 16 years old came out of it and said, oh yeah, I want to be a girl now. And so she's suing the doctors. Parents, I can't imagine, and I'll get to this quickly, I just can't imagine being a parent and fearing that your kid, who's being exposed to all of this in school, is going to come home one day and say, guess what, Dad, I feel like a woman.
Yeah, I have to, I got to be honest with you, I've seen this, over and over again. And, it is what it is, but, the thing that's really troubling for me, and I think to you as well, is that if you have somebody that's 12 years old, they are not cognitively developed. That part of the brain, that frontal cortex that's responsible for impulse. 5 years old. So the ability for a 12-year-old to make that kind of a decision, they don't have that ability. All right? So parents, and the problem is if you try to, if you say something called anti-this or anti-that, and no, it's troubling. I mean, I'm sure look what happened to this girl. She just, did all these things to her body. And now she's thinking differently, and it probably has some substantial regrets.
Yeah, she said, I don't know if What's interesting is she's suing the doctors, and I think that that's an easy out. I think we need to educate parents when it comes to this, and maybe we should have a class on learning to say no.
Yeah, no, I know. A larger messaging, I think, and if you try to bring this up and have a conversation about it that kind of goes against some other people's beliefs, now shut down or canceled, or people are out to get you, and we have to have a larger conversation about this stuff.
Yeah, it is so scary, and I just wanted to talk about that. So this book, if you're listening to this conversation and this sounds frightening to you, the book comes out in February. It's tough raising kids to begin with, but I think a minefield has been created with this nationalization of education, and that, parents, we know better than you, which has developed in the last 15 steroids in the last 5 years or so. Parents are starting to wake up, which is good, but unfortunately they've got a lot of ground to cover for some of the damage that's been done. Tom Kirsting, thank you for joining me. You too. The book Healthy Teenagers, as I said, comes out this February by family therapist and author Tom Kirsting. Let's talk a little COVID coming up on the Brian Kilmeade Show.
The Brian Kilmeade Show. A Christmas gift that's even more alluring than lingerie. Naturally nude pajamas by Pajamagram. Sensuous and soft. They look just as seductive as they feel. Get naturally nude pajamas today at Pajamagram.com. More Brian Kilmeade coming up.
Just can't seem to catch a break. Air seasons, but we made it through, and now there's another risk. All that charred soil and burnt vegetation can lead to floods and mud flow. I know, but you've got this too. One way to get this is to get this flood insurance. There's no rest for the West, but with flood insurance, you can rest assured that you're ready for whatever else nature throws at you. Protect the life you've built at floodsmart.gov/wildfires.
An American Coalition is here to connect everyone with trusted and timely resources, and right now they're offering no-cost vaccination and testing at the downtown Fresno Fulton Street. Walk-ins are available, as well as mobile events throughout the community by request. Follow them on resources and up-to-date events. And for more information or to book your appointment, dial pound 250 on your cell. Keyword 3 for me. That's pound 3 for me. You have the option to receive an auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
It's beginning to look a lot like the holiday. It too. A white elephant gift here, a secret Santa there. Oh, and don't forget those hostess gifts. Time to gift yourself instead. Why not check out all the chaos this holiday season and check in for some silent nights? Thankfully, Visit Sacramento plenty of hotel rooms to slay the day. Just click on over to visitsacramento.com/holiday to find your peace on earth. You deserve it. And remember, out this holiday season, check in.
BetOnline.net is your #1 source for sports stats, news, and analysis. Get all the latest odds and trends for every professional and amateur league out there. From football to basketball to soccer and esports. We've got it all at BetOnline.net. And if you love sports podcasts, you can find online as well. We're always the fastest and easiest way to get your betting fix. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline. Game starts.
At Shane Company, we know that love and meaning can be a piece of fine jewelry. That's why we offer so many options to make your holiday gift even more personal. Why not create a necklace with her birthstone and then add a charm for good luck? We have birthstones for every month of the year. Diamonds, cultured pearls, rubies, opals. Or select an engravable style and add a special date or message. For more gift ideas, visit us today.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company at ShaneCo.com.
It's Pro-Vember at Lowe's, and pros can... MVPs can earn 3 points for every $1 spent on all HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams 5-gallon pails of interior and exterior paint. Redeem points for even more savings. Save in pro quantities too when you buy a 5-gallon pail of paint. Gallon cans for more than a 15% savings. It always pays to be a pro at Lowe's. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details. Offer ends 12/8.
Peloton's best offer of the season is here. Get up to $600 off Peloton Bike, Bike Plus, or Tread Pack. That's right for you, with accessories like our cycling shoes, a heart rate band, non-slip grip dumbbells, and more. If you've been looking for a signed Peloton, this offer gives you everything you need to get going. This limited time offer ends December 6th. To learn more. All access membership separate. Offer ends December 6, 2022. Excludes Bike, Bike Plus, and Tread Basics. See additional terms at onepeloton.com.
Who are you? I'm you, from the future. What do you want? I want to tell you about Dave. Dave is your future. Whatever you need. With extra cash from Dave, you can get up to $500 instantly. No interest and no credit check. Download the Dave app from the App Store right now. That's DAVE. Sign up for an extra cash account and get up to For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve. Member FDIC.
You don't need to get personal, like revealing you love to smell your cat's breath, to get the State Farm personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
At home or on the go, all your favorite podcasts are right here on TuneIn. TuneIn brings you the best in audio with great podcasts. Scripted sports talk from the Skip and Shannon Undisputed podcast.
2 questions for you. When will LeBron be back?
This is Dirty John. I'm Christopher Goff. And plenty of comedy with shows like
Backstreet Boys got reunited.
No.
Listen to all your favorite podcasts and discover new ones today on TuneIn.
As a podcast lover, you've probably got a ton of shows you listen to. Thankfully, TuneIn's got a feature to help top of all the latest episodes. First, make sure you've tapped favorite on all your podcast pages. Then
sitting in for Brian Kilmeade. 866-408-7669 is my number. I just want to talk about COVID a little bit here, and then I can go back to calls about Twitter and everything that was released and the discussions that are happening and all of that. Just quickly, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy did say that he wants, when it comes to COVID, he wants the military's vaccine mandate to be lifted. And he said, if it's not lifted, then the Defense Authorization Act is not going to move forward. He said, we're working through the NDAA. We will secure lifting that vaccine on our military through that NDAA, through the National Defense Authorization Act. What we're finding is they're kicking out men and women that have been serving. That's the first victory of having a Republican majority, and we'd like to have more of these victories, and we should start moving those. Florida Romo on Sunday Morning Future saying that. Now, the White House had said, they said on Saturday, the administration is considering repealing that COVID-19 vaccine mandate after they met with Kevin McCarthy. The secretary recommended retaining the mandate, but the president supports McCarthy's position to lift the mandate. So discussions about the NDAA are ongoing. So you can't, I mean, our military is just being gutted by this. You know, it's kind of like the airlines. All these flights are delayed and canceled. Remember all the havoc? They've gotten back a little bit more now, but the insanity of all of that. Well, they fired a bunch of pilots, a bunch of airline personnel, people who work on the tarmac, people who work in the plane, this baggage handlers. They fire all these people because they won't get the vaccine, and then they can't understand why they have to keep canceling flights because they don't have enough people. How did you not see this coming? It's maddening to me. Now, something very interesting that I wanted to hear very quickly. There's new data from the CDC, and it highlighted a trend that suggests now that the greater share of COVID-19 deaths this winter will be among the vaccinated and the boosted. The Kaiser Family Foundation issued a report analyzing recent CDC data. Now, it does that excludes the partially vaccinated, so people only who have not had a booster, so it takes them out of it. But according to the report, the share of COVID-19 deaths among those who are vaccinated has risen. In fall 2021, about 3 in 10 adults dying of COVID were vaccinated or boosted. By January, it was 4 in 10. 22, it's 6 in 10 adults of COVID dying of COVID were vaccinated. And there's a decrease in the share of deaths from the unvaccinated crowd. Now, interesting, but take into account in my brain, the people who are most likely to be vaccinated and be on their 6th booster is someone who is older, someone who is elderly, and also the people who have comorbidities, right? They're the ones who should be getting vaccinated. But probably also the ones who are more likely to die should they get COVID. But it does, and how long your protection from a bad case of COVID is with the vaccine, how long does that last? That may explain why these numbers are going up. You've got that the vaccinated and boosted represented a 58% share of COVID-19 deaths in August. Almost 60% were people who were vaccinated and boosted. So interesting. All right, your calls on Twitter. The Twitter files, the Twitter Space Talk with Elon Musk, 866-408-6669. I'll take your calls next on The Brian Kilmeade Show.
A message from the Ad Council.
Papa, why can't we telegraph riding a horse? Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Women hear a lot about self-care these days. Advice on ways to relax, exercise.
The hotly contested U.S. Senate runoff race in Georgia wraps up tomorrow. More than 1.8 million Georgians already have voted. Incumbent Senator Rafael Warnock.
He has not spent his life as I have thinking about these issues. And every time he opens his mouth, it's obvious.
His opponent, former football great Herschel Walker, claims Warnock places his own interest those of voters. The Supreme Court takes up the case of a Colorado graphic artist who doesn't want to design websites for LGBTQ couples. Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer.
Liberal groups claim a